Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I have what I think is going to be a fun video. This is kind of going to be a laid back sort of chatty video. We are just talking all about my current makeup wish list. So I have a list of things that I've kind of had my eye on, some of these for a very long time, but these are basically the things that are on the top of my priority list of things that I would like to buy or add to my collection. But I thought it would be fun to sit down and share them with you guys. I'm really hoping that there will be a lot of feedback, a lot of comments, a lot of opinions. If you have any warnings or if you want to enable me to buy some of these products, definitely let me know in the comments below. Before we get into it, if you are new, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, stick around here for a while. Let's go ahead and jump into my list. Alright guys, so these are in no particular order, but the first thing that I have listed is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. So this foundation I heard mentioned by the Pixie Woo sisters, one or both of them, several years ago, and it really piqued my interest. Another thing that really kind of makes me interested in this foundation, which is really ridiculous, but it's the packaging. I think this might be the prettiest foundation bottle I have ever seen. I love the packaging of this foundation, but this is also supposed to be a very dewy, glowy foundation. If you guys know anything about me, you will know that that is the type of foundation that I absolutely love. So this is one that I'm really interested to try. I've also recently heard a couple people that I really love and admire here on YouTube mention this foundation, which is why it kind of went to the top of my list, even though it's an older product. I think I heard Jessica Braun recently talk about it, and I know I heard Vitayla, who I also really love, talk about this foundation as well. I'm actually considering maybe getting a sample of it first before I try it out. Let me know if you guys have tried this foundation, what you thought of it. I have heard some people say it's a little bit too dewy. This foundation you can purchase at Sephora and it's $45. The next thing on my list is the Smashbox Cali Contour Palette. I heard a lot of people talk about this palette during the year-end favorite. I think Stephanie Marie mentioned this palette. I heard Ashley Clady mention this palette. And as I really thought about this palette and just my makeup collection in general, I actually don't own very many face palettes. And I thought to myself, this might actually be something that I think could really add to my collection. Now, I don't consider myself to be super well traveled, but I do travel a lot in a sense that my kids are very involved in different activities, sporting events, and we tend to do a lot of localized travel, a lot of road trip kind of traveling. So I feel like a palette like this I definitely would use a lot, and a lot of people seem to love this palette. Let me know if you guys have tried this one. It's $39, which I think is a fantastic price for a palette that gives you so many products in one. So that's definitely up there on my priorities of things to buy. The next couple things on my list actually kind of makes me feel like I'm betraying my frugal sensibilities, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm very intrigued by these products. And first up is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I am so intrigued by this product. I kind of feel like there's some mystery surrounding what this product actually does. It's not a foundation, but it's also not specifically a highlighter. It's also not a primer, but it's kind of all of those things. I'm very curious to try this. I've read the reviews on Sephora's and Beautylicious websites several times, and some people just explain this as being like a miracle product for them. It's $44, which is super pricey, but I actually think for a Charlotte Tilbury product, that's not crazy, but I really am just so intrigued by this product. Please let me know if you guys have tried this one out. Is it a miracle product like people seem to say that it is? Because I am all about trying to find that glowy kind of look that doesn't look like a highlighter, if that makes any sense. So something that looks a little bit more natural, like I just naturally look beautiful and youthful, like an elixir of life, like a sorcerer's stone, if you will. So the next two things I want to mention are actually just two brands that I really want to try out. The first one is Hourglass. Again, this is definitely a brand that is kind of a dagger to my budget conscious heart, but I'm very intrigued by Hourglass because most people that I hear review them say that they're super expensive, but they're worth it. I'm not quite sure what I would try out from them. I know some of you guys have tried Hourglass products before, so let me know if you guys have recommendations from that brand specifically. What would you try out if you were me? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Another brand that also has my attention is Fenty Beauty. So here's the thing with Fenty Beauty. I feel like Fenty Beauty is just killing it right now marketing wise. They just have the most perfect marketing ever. So I have a small part of me that's a bit of a nonconformist. I don't like doing things just because other people do them, but there's also a side of me that is a sucker for good marketing and for pretty products, and Fenty Beauty is exactly those two things. They have great marketing, the packaging on their products is amazing, and a lot of people talk really highly about them. I'm not quite sure what I would pick up. Most likely, I think I'm most interested in one of their gloss bombs. I would love to know if any of you guys have any must-have products from Fenty Beauty. Have you guys tried out some of their products? Or perhaps maybe some of you feel like their products are not as good as their packaging. I'd love to know that because there's a part of me that thinks I'm only putting them on my wish list mainly because of their packaging and their marketing. So now let's move into a couple of drugstore items that I kind of have on my wish list as well. First off is the Catrice Dewy Glow Setting Spray. Have you guys tried this thing? It has been raved about for the last 6 months like crazy here on YouTube. In fact, I want to say every time it comes back in stock on Ulta's website, it's gone within like a day or two. I have heard that they've been stocking it more regularly recently, so I want to go back and try and find it because the last 2 times I tried to add it to my cart at Ulta, it was out of stock both times. But it is only $7.99, and you guys know I love dew and glow. So I think this is definitely one that I would really love. The next thing from the drugstore that I really would like to try are one of 2 things. So these are 2 blushes that I'm really interested in, but I don't think that I need them both. So first off is the Flower Beauty blush in the color Peach Primrose. I know one of you guys recommended this one to me as your kind of holy grail blush, and I love a good peach blush. So I definitely am interested in this one. This one is 10 bucks, but the other one that is also 10 bucks that a lot of people seem to love is the Burt's Bees Bare Peach blush. I definitely feel like I don't need both of these because my guess is they're going to be similar in color or similar in tone. But if any of you have tried out both of these blushes, I would love to know which one you prefer because I definitely want to pick up one of these, but I don't think I need them both. Okay, so I also have a couple of concealers on my list. I'm kind of irritated that I'm even intrigued by some of these concealers, but I'm sure you guys have noticed that there are so many concealers coming out this year. This seems to be the product of 2019. And don't get me wrong, I am still diehard in love with my Too Faced concealer. I love my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer. I have so many concealers that I really love, but I also feel like concealers have been getting better and better lately. And so there's a part of me that wonders if they're just going to keep getting better. First off is the new e.l.f. concealer. I typically have really disliked e.l.f. concealers in the past other than their little concealer pen that's been discontinued now, but I'm really curious to try their new one. I know it's super affordable. The only downside with this one is I have to order it from e.l.f.'s website, and I really don't know that there's anything else from e.l.f. right now that I really want to try. So I kind of hate to order from their website because you have to buy at least $25 worth of stuff, I think, before you get free shipping. Another one that I'm really interested in is the new Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. I love the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, and I'm very curious about this concealer as well. Milani in general as a brand is just one that I feel like most of the things I've tried from them I've absolutely loved. There's been very few things, in fact I don't think I've ever tried something from them that I really dislike, but I really think they're a really solid, good brand, and I'm curious to see how they did the concealer. And the last one I possibly want to try is the new L'Oreal Infallible concealer. This concealer looks really interesting. It's very obvious to me that they kind of tried to dupe the Tarte Shape Tape. If you actually look at the packaging, they kind of have the fat doe foot. It has the exact same amount of product, which is 0.33 ounces. That's exactly how much Tarte Shape Tape has. But I have heard some reviews on this concealer, and there seems to be consensus that it's a very high coverage concealer, but it's not quite as drying as the Tarte Shape Tape, which has always kind of been my beef with Tarte's Shape Tape. The only downside about this concealer is it's $12.99. I think that is really expensive for a drugstore concealer. I don't know, that's almost as much as the L'Oreal foundation, which I also think is overpriced. So for that reason, I'm really not sure about that one. There's a part of me that's very irritated with how high drugstore prices are getting. They seem to be skyrocketing way too fast. To me, it seems like just a few years ago, if you found something over $8 from the drugstore, it was kind of an outrage. But nowadays, it's hard to find stuff under $10, which I think is really, really expensive. So the last thing I have on my wish list, this is one that I'm really just more curious about than anything. It's not necessarily that I need something like this or even that I really want this product, but it's the Maybelline Made for All lipstick line that they recently came out with. So when I saw the little promotional display of these at my Walmart, I hadn't heard anything about these before then, but I couldn't help but do a double take and think, Made for All, that's a very big statement. I have a hard time believing that there's a lipstick that would look good on absolutely anybody. Ultimately, whether a lipstick looks good on you or not doesn't necessarily equate to whether or not you are comfortable in that color. Even though there's a part of me that is very skeptical about that and thinks that's kind of just bogus marketing, there is a small part of me that's like, well, but what if it's true? What if these colors look amazing on me and I absolutely love them? What if these are the 6 perfect shades of lipstick? I may pick a couple of these up just to kind of test them out and see. But let me know what you guys think about this. Have you tried them out? Are they really made for all? I would love to know. All right, you guys, and that is it for my current makeup wish list. Let me know what you guys have on your makeup wish list. If you could buy one product right now, anything, any price, what would it be? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know. If you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.